Alright, so guys, this is going to be a quick video, and what I wanted to share with everyone today is information from the Jehovah's Witnesses, the Watchtower, and one of the first things that I discovered that enabled me to see their Illuminati connections and how deep-seated the satanic and demonic forces are within their religion. And this comes from one of their own pieces of literature. It comes from their book called Revelation, Its Grand Climax. Now, in this book, they attempt to explain the book of Revelation. Every chapter, they go line by line, and they attempt to explain it. But if you read it, you'll see that they did not do an effective job, nor a good job, nor do they have any insight into any of the scriptures as far as what they mean. They never will, because they are not connected to God. So every Jehovah's Witness that's watching this video, anyone that's ever studied with them, be honest with yourself. Do you understand the book of Revelation after reading their understanding of it? Do you believe it? Can you explain it to someone else line by line as they did? I know when I was a Jehovah's Witness and I studied this book, I was just like, it just wasn't making sense. It was almost as though I had no comprehension skills. I couldn't read a paragraph and give the correct answer from it, because in all honesty, there wasn't any truth in it. It was all a lie. So if you can't explain something, then you don't believe it. So anyone, please revisit this book if you question anything that I say, and challenge yourself and see if you can walk away really having a complete understanding of their interpretation of the book of Revelation. And the sad thing is that they add themselves to this book as though in the Bible it prophesied the coming of the Watchtower organization. So here we go. Let's see. What was really one of the catalysts to push me out completely of the Watchtower organization? Well, there was a book that I found written by a man called Fritz Springmeier. He wrote a book called Illuminati Bloodlines, and something drew me to that book, and it turns out that this writer was a journalist. He was an investigator, and he wanted to do a book on the Freemasons and their history and the Illuminati, the New World Order. And for some reason, he kept falling upon the Russell family, and also he kept falling upon the Watchtower organization. Because of that, it led him to do a full investigative study into them, and he found their true connections to the Illuminati and the Freemasons, and how they are truly connected with them, and how they have sinister plots to join them and to also brainwash their victims within their organization to actually sell their souls. So here is my explanation of what brought me on. One minute. Ava, I am taping. Sorry. Okay. Sorry about that. So here is what one of the main things after reading that book that enabled me to see even more clearly how sinister this organization is and how they hide their evil doings basically behind religion. And they create this false facade of a beautiful, ethereal organization. They get victims within their organization that are genuinely good people, and they try to create new persons of them where they seem even nicer, they seem more loving to their public, and people say, oh, Jehovah's Witnesses are such kind people. Yes, naturally they are kind, but they're within an organization that wants to lure people. So in order to lure people, you have to have this high belief system that the people are beautiful, so it has to be credited to their organization of Jehovah's Witnesses. But the fact of the matter is, guys, someone goes into the organization nice and sweet and clean, but the organization trains them so that they can make their willing victims that study the Bible with them further believe that this organization must come from God, because the people are just changed into these wonderful people. They tell them to go to your home, if you're sick, buy you food. If you need to drive somewhere, take your Bible studies for a drive somewhere, to the hospitals, to the doctors. Do everything out of your way so that these people really believe that this is God's organization. In addition to that, they spend a lot of time with their Bible studies. They'll go to your home whenever, they'll knock on your door whenever. And the truth is of the matter is they're counting time. Every month, every publisher of Jehovah's Witnesses must turn in a piece of paper, which is called a field service report. And they must write down the amount of time that they spend speaking to people, not only about God, but pioneers within the organization, people who go out in the ministry. They count anything they can so that they can have a high number of hours by the end of the month. So you really have to question the sincerity of individuals that seem to be so generous in spirit, and you have to question whether or not they're doing this just so that they can solely count the time. And unfortunately, having that type of situation within an organization takes away the real sincerity of an individual and makes it actually disingenuous, because they're doing more than they have to based on keeping their numbers high. And the people who have high numbers in the ministry, they tend to be more esteemed within the congregation. They tend to be elevated, and everyone wants to be like them, and everyone wonders, how do you do so much? Why can't I? So the person that does an hour a month cries within their spirits because they're not reaching the numbered goal of the organization. They tell them to do 10 hours or more a month. They convince people that they should quit their jobs so that they can go into the full-time ministry and dedicate 70 hours a month. Some people are doing 120 hours a month in the field ministry. Some people are sacrificing food on their tables because they're convinced that the only way that they can prove that they love God and his organization is to basically sacrifice every last breath and every last drop of blood within them to slave in the ministry. The sad thing that bothered me a lot was seeing people with cancer, old people, being convinced that they should leave their homes and their rest to go out and witness to people and do the ministry. So sad. And the sad thing is that a lot of people felt as though they had to do it. So the question is, when they're doing it, are they doing it because they want to do it from their heart, or are they doing it because they've been convinced that they should do that? And also, if they're doing it because they feel that they have to, because someone told them that they had to, the fact of the matter is they're really not doing it. So, and in addition to that, when you look in the scriptures, nowhere in the scriptures does it tell them to go in the field ministry, nor does it tell them how many hours that they should have in the field ministry. Your ministry should be wherever you are. In fact, the internet has become the ministry for millions of people around the world. Matthew 24, where it speaks about this good news being preached throughout the inhabited earth as a witness to all nations, and then the end will come. Well, there's no more effective tool that is doing that than the internet. See, you can knock on a door as a Jehovah's Witness and not be allowed in the home. Jehovah's Witnesses can slave for a whole year in the ministry and not even get one Bible study, not even get one person to listen. But when someone does a video on the internet, if someone likes the title, they're going to click on it, and most likely they'll watch the entire video straight through. So yes, this internet has enabled people to go into the homes of persons all around the world without having one knock on the door. So yes, this good news is being preached, but it's not by the Watchtower organization. So here, the book of Revelations, what do I want to share with you? Okay, here on page 52, what I found out was that the Illuminati and satanic organizations, one of the things they do for subliminal messages are able to give you messages where your subconscious mind picks it up. And not only that, but they'll put subliminal messages to basically send code words or code understandings to people that are in cahoots with them, to let them know we're on the same page, I'm with you, basically laughing at the sheeple that are in the organization, like, look at all of these people that I have enslaved to our thinking, and basically we're stealing their souls for Satan. So here's a satanic picture. You know, they draw their artwork and you wonder why they are so detailed in everything within their artwork. If you go through the Watchtower's artwork, you will find so many subliminal messages in it. And here's one, page 52. This is supposed to be Christ, supposed to be. And next to him, the 144,000 that's spoken of in Revelation. Here it is. If you look at one of the angels, or the 144,000 closest to Christ, can you tell me what you see on his body part? Yes, right over, excuse me, right over here. Do you see this guy's hand? Do you see it? It looks like a serpent's hand. It looks like Satan's hand. It's demonic. It is not a human hand. I wish I had a more effective camera so that you can see it, but if you look at the other hands of people, they're normal. But the hand of this man is not. This man is not. Yes, they throw in satanic, serpent-like, demonic-like images within their pictures, and they hide them. And I used to study this book as a Jehovah's Witness, but I never saw that until God started to wake me up and show me that there was something sinister about this group. Also, on page, hold on, I folded it down. Let me see, let me get it. Sorry, guys. I think it's page 151. Here it is, I got it. Yes, it's on page 157. This is supposed to be an immense image of Jesus, of Christ. And if you look closely in his hand, he's holding his palm out. Can you see what it is that they've etched into there subliminally and drawn into this picture? You see that here? Right over here. Look closely. You see the face in his hand? That is a demonic face. If you look as closely as you can, it's a demonic face, and it is actually the god Pan of Greek mythology. You see, the Watchtower is involved in worshiping fallen angels, and they're involved in worshiping Zeus. And in fact, some of their pictures even hide a picture of Zeus within them. So guys, question everything that you do. I'm going to do another video on how the Watchtower is keeping certain ethnic groups within their grasp and keeping them mental captives within their organization so that they never see the real truth of who they are. Well, I'll do that soon, and I hope that this is giving you guys some light, and that you will carry it further and stop putting a ceiling on your development and question everything. Thank you.